So yesterday we got to finally hear from Jordan Love. The Packers reporters were able to be at practice, which means we got lots of information that came out yesterday, which I shared previously in that recap video. And then after practice, the reporters were in the locker room and spoke with lots of different Packers players. And I want to key in on what Jordan Love had to say when the reporters were asking him about his contract talks with the Packers. Jordan Love is still under contract for the 2024 season because of that deal, the extension he signed about a year ago, last May. And then on May 3rd of this year, the Packers were finally able to extend him if they wanted to. And since May 3rd, we have not really had much information come out about the contract talks and if there's progress being made. And so it's sort of just a wait and see time, wondering what's going on right there. And so maybe Jordan Love will give us some insight. So here is what was said when he was asked. And this is from a PackersNews.com article written by Ryan Wood. Here's what Jordan Love said. "That's just something that I've always done," Love said. "Try to be here, get the reps in, get the work in with the guys, and just try to build that chemistry and get ready for the season." Love declined to discuss the details of his contract negotiations. Asked if he would set week 1 as a deadline for a deal, the quarterback said, "We'll see. I don't know yet. We'll see." So Jordan Love not really giving us any insights into the negotiations. It's sort of what I expected. You never know if maybe they'll give us a little bit of insight or some kind of something, for us Packers fans to try to look at and see, like, can we get anything from this comment? But what we do see here is, first off, Jordan Love was participating at voluntary OTAs, which says that, at least for OTAs, he's not willing to sit out to try to force the Packers' hand to get him a contract. And I would not, push back on him for doing that. I understand, this is a business. You want to make your money, and Jordan Love, I think, deserves a new contract. But I think it's pretty cool to see that even though he does not have that new big massive extension at this point, he's still willing to go out there, play football, and prepare this team for the upcoming 2024 season. I still do wonder what happens when we get towards the training camp, first off, preseason, and the start of the regular season. Would Jordan Love be willing to sit out any of those games? And he didn't say yes or no here, sort of leaving it open at this point. He's probably letting his agent do most of the talking, and I doubt Love is super involved with the Packers directly. He's probably his agent trying to get the best possible deal for Jordan Love. But the fact that he was practicing here today shows that he's not willing to at least force the Packers' hand in that way. And there are quarterbacks who do that at times, but we still don't know what will happen when the season gets closer. I think if you're the Packers, though, I don't see a point of not giving Jordan Love a contract this offseason before this next season starts, because if you wait, sure, you could technically franchise tag him after next year. Players don't love to be franchise tagged. It happens from time to time. The Packers, a few years back, when Davante Adams was still here, give him the franchise tag. He didn't want to sign it. Then they, of course, trade him away. And when you give a franchise tag, you're not allowing that player to, get some kind of big deal. But if Jordan Love were to enter this season on, no new contract, the Packers, as I said, would be able to franchise tag him. But I don't feel like the Packers need to make things this complicated. In my opinion, Jordan Love has proved he's the guy. He's the future here in Green Bay. And it's better to pay him now than wait another year and then have to pay him way more money as a quarterback market continues to go up and up and up. So I still think the Packers will get a deal done with Jordan Love before this upcoming season. And then he was asked about whether he's worried about injuries, because he is practicing in these voluntary OTAs. You never know what could happen. Players get injured all the time, and that's why I wouldn't have faulted him for not participating, because if a big, massive $200+ million payday is on the line, if you get a bad injury in practice, then that's probably off the table for the foreseeable future. And so that's why, players sit out at times. But here's what Jordan Love said when asked about that whole situation. He says, "I think part of the game we play is that there is always injuries. There's always risk of that. So injuries are never anything that I've tried to stay away from. I think there's, I believe in God, and God has a plan for all of us. So it's not anything I worry about. That's one of those things you can't control. So I just try to control what I can control. First off, I love seeing people who are willing to be open with their faith, and Jordan Love has been, open with his faith from time to time and what he believes. So I always love seeing that. And then you can tell he's not thinking about injuries. He's not worried about injuries. Sure, OTAs, it's not the most physical thing ever. Seeing reports out of camp yesterday from different reporters, the 7-on-7 matchups were not very, really full speed. It seemed to be a little bit slower. And so I feel like injuries at OTAs are probably less likely than, let's say, full-on training camp, 11-on-11 periods. Of course, the coaches are always trying to, keep these players safe. But OTAs, a lot less physically demanding than training camp, preseason, all of that kind of stuff. But Jordan Love does not sound worried about injuries, and we'll see if that changes when we get to the season. I do think it's much different to, try to force your hand by not playing in the regular season. I still just wonder, though, because Jordan Love, loves this team so much, the team loves him so much, he loves football so much. Part of me doesn't think that Jordan Love would actually be willing to sit out an NFL game just because he wants to play football. And could the Packers use that to their advantage and not give him a deal? I guess they could. I just don't see a point, as I've said. I just think pay Jordan Love. He deserves it. I think the Packers know that he's the guy, no doubt. And I believe that they know he deserves this. And so I think they're just getting the numbers worked out, and we'll see a deal done before the season starts. I honestly doubt this carries close to the season where we really get to that point. Could Jordan Love sit out the season? I don't think it's going to get to that point. I hope it doesn't get to that point. So we'll keep an eye on all of this. But that is all for this video. If you want more Packers news, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.